Hi everybody, it's Smeep here coming at you one more time from the Game Throne, and today I'm going to bring you a little goodness from Sonic Spinball on the Sega Megadrive, brought to you by Sega in 1993. God, that makes me feel old. I had this game when it came out. Basically, Sonic Spinball is a giant pinball machine in which Dr. Robotnik is trying to capture all of the animals from Mobius. This is set in the universe of the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and that shows right from the start. You can see with the animation, it doesn't look like the Sonic from the games. It's a lot more like a cartoon character, and I've got to say, I really appreciated that. Seeing a different animation on Sonic when I was a kid, you know, not having access to things like YouTube and watching videos online was something amazing for me. And I really appreciate the art direction that these guys went with. Your main objective is to find all of the emeralds in a level. Now, these emeralds are blue. I don't know why they're called emeralds. At the very least, they could be green, but in the Sonic universe, they're all different colours. But hey. And solve puzzles to find those emeralds and collect them. And then once you have enough emeralds, you can enter the boss fight and defeat Dr. Robotnik. That's right, I said Dr. Robotnik. It is not Eggman. Anyway, in this game, you're going to die. You're going to die a lot. You better get used to this sound, because you're going to hear it a heck of a lot. It's also quite an old game. There are a few glitches here and there, such as getting through things you're not supposed to get through. Oh, did I mention these glitches? They can kill you. Anyway. So, as I mentioned previously, our objective is to collect the emeralds, which isn't too taxing of a task, except for the fact that the controls are a little bit dated. You do spend quite a bit of time bouncing Sonic around things, and it's much easier, rather than treating it like a pinball game, to try and slow things down, catch Sonic in the flippers and hold him for a second and aim your shots. That'll make your life a lot easier as you're trying to progress through the game. The emeralds are all locked away. You can't just roll up to an emerald and collect it in most cases. You'll have to do simple tasks like go around a certain part of the pinball table a few times, or maybe break a certain amount of switches or set switches, and that will allow you access to the pinballs. Or travel down minecarts, apparently using the pinball flippers to redirect Sonic to where you need him to go. Hey, it wasn't supposed to make sense. We're trapped in a giant pinball machine here. The emeralds don't do anything other than maybe give you some points, which I didn't even check, so you'll have to check that as the screen goes by. They don't give you a supersonic ability, which I think is a bit of a letdown. I really wish the last level had been some kind of supersonic level, but hey. Once you get to the end, you get to fight the bosses, and these are all relatively straightforward. As you can see, this one, the objective is just to hit him as many times as possible, and you can increase the rate at which you hit him by getting underneath his scorpion-like tail and just bouncing around like crazy, which I actually really appreciated. I thought that was very satisfying to do. And another thing I like about the bosses is how satisfying they are to kill. When you defeat a boss, which I'll show you in a moment, it doesn't just die and explode like it does in the previous Sonic games. It goes ham. One of the things that's difficult about this is the tables are stacked vertically, as you just saw. You can fall out of a boss fight and have to climb your way back into it. More on that later. But yes, very satisfying to watch this motherfucker explode. Oh, I censored myself. My mom must be listening. Anyway, once you defeat a level, you're then treated to a nice little bonus stage. Now, these don't serve much of a purpose other than to gain extra lives and extra score. Now, the score is a Mega Drive. Unless you want to leave your Mega Drive on all night, that score is not going to save once you turn it off. But you never know. Maybe back in the day, these were what kept us going through games, high scores. That was a big thing, especially transitioning from arcade gaming to home gaming. So these days, it doesn't really amount to much, and if I was just playing for fun, I'd probably let myself die on purpose on these stages, just to get out of the way. This one, the first one, I think is the hardest. Not because it's difficult, but because we have to hit these little things at the back that free the animals from the canisters, and there's always one left, and you're just basically bouncing the pinball around for ages, trying to hit the damn thing. Again, you get 3 lives. If you die, don't stress about it. Something I did appreciate was Sonic's eyes in the reflection, watching the ball move around the table. I thought that was a really nice touch, especially for the Mega Drive to see such nice animation. Kind of reminds me of Earthworm Jim, but yeah, really appreciated that. Completing the bonus stage increases your jackpot at the end of the game. Again, that's just high score. We're on stage 2 now, which is a lovely zone of death. Large mechanical area with a nice lava pit at the bottom for Sonic to fall into. And it is, as the rest of the levels will be, it is more of the same. A couple of new mechanics like these steam vents here that you can control using the flipper buttons to allow Sonic to reach places he wouldn't otherwise be able to reach. What we got to do in this one is clear the shotguns, which you just saw there, get behind them, get the emeralds, use the steam valves to push our way up to pick up these 3 emeralds that you just saw there, all on different sides of the tables. This gives me a moment to talk about the tables. They are mostly vertically stacked, but some of them are also horizontal. So what I'm saying is each table consists of 3 or 4 tables, which is great for gameplay variety, as far as a pinball game can have variety. But really annoying for accidentally flicking yourself off into some shit direction and then falling all the way from the top table down to the bottom, or the emerald you want is all the way on the right, and then next thing you know you've been catapulted out to the left. But hey, the boss on this level is even simpler than the first one. Just jump inside this big vat and smash him in his stupid repeated scary faces. I mean, look at these faces. Keep looking at the camera. Look at these faces. Are they not terrifying? I think they're terrifying. But again, if you've got this far, you shouldn't be having any trouble with this boss. Just try not to fall back down to previous parts of the level. Some of the levels, if you fall between the flippers, have fail-safes, so you can turn those on and off. By hitting the little targets around, you'll see there'll be like safety turned on to stop you falling down the sides, or there'll be something you land on or in at the bottom that gives you one last chance to pull yourself out of a pit. But as you go through, that stops happening. This bonus stage, easy, but it freaks me the hell out because you're smashing a giant metal ball into somebody's teeth. This is like some Looney Tunes stuff here. I don't like this. But hey, this one's a lot easier than the first one. There's less going on. All you've got to do is hit the ball into those teeth. And quite hilariously, if you hit it directly into the gap, you get a slamming shot and the ball's bouncing around in Dr. Robotnik's mouth, which I quite appreciate. Again, relatively straightforward, and with the ball bouncing around, you'll do this one probably without even losing the ball. Okay, on to the third level. I was never quite sure what this level actually was, but from the background it kind of looks like a computer. From the foreground it looks like a machine. But again, all we need to do is get those emeralds, but this time there are 5 of them. This level's quite sprawling. It goes vertically and horizontally. Square shaped, one might say. Yeah. Anyway, much of the same, like I've said. All we need to do is locate the emeralds. I'm not trying to give away all of the locations here, so that if you do want to play it, you can. But be warned, the end of the game, I will show the ending. You can obviously turn off. If you're still here at this point in the video, please hit that subscribe button. In fact, do all the things that YouTube has asked you to do. I'm trying to get this channel at first to 100 subscribers. We're currently on 59. If this doesn't get us to 60, nothing will. But hey. And obviously our main goal is to get this channel up to 1,000, which means I can become a YouTube partner again. I used to have YouTube partner, lost it because I didn't upload anything and they changed the rules. Once you've got these, nice and straightforward, this boss, all you need to do is bounce on these emeralds, sorry, all you need to do is bounce on these electric pads and break these tubes, which are feeding this machine animals, which it's then turning into badniks. Same on the other side, and then once you've broken both of those, shoot yourself up its bum hole and bounce around in its inner belly and destroy it. Nice and straightforward. And it takes a few hits, but as you saw then, you can get yourself jammed inside, which does most of the work for you. And of course, we are then rewarded once more with another bonus stage. So this bonus stage is awesome. It's also really easy. One of the reasons I like this bonus stage so much is because it's got scratch in it from the Sonic cartoon. I think in America it might have been called the Sat AM cartoon, but I'm not sure. But over here it's called The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. If you look that up, you'll find it. But you can get the ball jammed in the corner, which will give you loads of points due to the fact they're rotating in a circle. And then you've just got to hit this animal chamber, whatever you want to call it. Dead straightforward. Again, the only way you're going to lose on this one is just by mistiming the pinball flippers, or if the ball happens to roll dead center, which I hate it when that happens. And there's our friend Tails. Bye, Tails. Then we're rewarded with a nice little cutscene. YippityDoDa. So we've destroyed Dr. Robotnik's nice mountain or volcano or whatever it is, but alas, he has escaped. However, we are also somehow in his launch base. Okay, there we are. And our job is to collect the emeralds, if you hadn't guessed by now. But also to get to the top, to the spaceship, and defeat Dr. Robotnik once and for all. Again, by this point, you should be good enough on the controls that you won't really die much. And there's not that much in the way of pitfalls because the level is vertical and you go up another level. And if you do fall down, you don't die, you land back in the first stage. And it's nice and easy to get yourself out of there. Once you've collected the emeralds, there are several ways into this chamber. I like to smash the window at the side by going up either the far right or the far left of the board and jumping in through the window. Then we have to get past Dr. Robotnik, who's got two ways of defending himself. One is a little arm that he can extend and grab you. The other one is a windsock that if you hit into it enough times, it will catapult you back out the window. And of course, you can fall down as well. Then we need to hit this button at the bottom several times. I'm still not sure exactly how that works. All I know is it eventually disables his defenses, sorry. And then from those defenses, once they're out of the way, we just jump on top of his head. You need to land on top of his head 10 times, which can be quite challenging. You only have a little bit of time between the moment it decides, however it decides, to let you attack him, and then eventually his defenses will come back online. And you can pay attention to the ticker board at the top and it will tell you when it's safe to attack and when it's not safe, which is easier said than done when you try not to fall back down to earth. Once you've hit him 10 times, he will start to explode. You can laugh because you've just completed the game. I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough / review / info video on Sonic Spinball. If you like this format more, let me know. I will do more of them if that's what the public want. I am going to let the end cutscene play out, so that's been it really from me. If you have any requests for videos, drop it down in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed this game or hated it. I know it made me angry when I was a kid. I enjoyed it more as an adult, definitely. But again, that's it from me. I'll catch you later. Peace.